ReferenceWorks loads all of the volumes in the library and then opens to a window where you can type what you want to find. Now we want to find every reference to the word alligator anywhere in the Materia Medica or repertory, so we just type alligator. But of course, often in the Materia Medicas you have to use more than one word to really find what you're looking for, because in this case people don't really discriminate between crocodiles and alligators. So let's say alligator or slash crocodile. Now we ask the program to search. You can see it brings up a window with a list of references everywhere it found the word. And then it lists the remedy first, followed by the section of the book that it's found in. So in this case, it's saying that there was a reference to crocodiles in boa constrictor, in water moccasin, and then here's many references to the word alligator in the proving by Todd Rowe of alligator. Scrolling down, we can see some of the other remedies that also have the word alligator or crocodile. Now I'm interested in this reference in Murphy. So we just double click on it and it opens to Murphy's Materia Medica, to the remedy, which in this case is ayahuasca, and it says delusions of dangerous animals, crocodiles, and tigers. Huh, interesting. Seeing monsters. I don't remember anything about ayahuasca as a remedy, so I'm curious to read something about it. What I can do is if I hold the Alt key down, I can click on the book, and the program will only show me those books inside the whole library in all 1,000 Materia Medicas that have a description of ayahuasca. And then if I want to read about it, I can just click on it. Now I want to go back and look at another book. And if I want to go back and see the whole library, I just click on one of the icons at the top of the window. So to see all the books, just click on the book, and now I see every possible book. It's no longer limited to ayahuasca. I just want to search around and read. Now I want to read what Nancy Herrick had to say about anhelonium in her proving. And now I want to see what other books in the library have anhelonium. So again, I hold the Alt key down and click on her book, and then all these books have a description of anhelonium. When we did our search for alligator and crocodile earlier, something that happened in the background is the program created a rubric of that search, just as though it came from the repertory. So it says that alligator or crocodile, and then these are all the remedies that were found to have those words, and it gives them a grading, bold, italics, or plain, based on how many times the words occurred and how strong their grade was in each of the references. You can see that the alligator proving is bold, of course. Let's collect a few more symptoms and repertorize this case based on the searches in all the Materia Medica. Our patient also has a terrible fear of dogs. So we can just type in fear space dogs, and this would find every time the word fear and dogs were next to each other. It ignores little words like of and the. And it also finds dog. So if it says fear of dog or dogs, it's smart enough to do that. Now in the Materia Medica, often it's not going to be written like this, though. Instead of being written fear of dogs, as is in the repertory, it could easily be fear of ghosts, thunderstorms, cattle, and dogs. So we want to say that the words should be a little bit apart. And the one way to do that is we can put a number in between. So we can say that the word fear has to be within 3 words of dogs, but no more than 3 words. Now something else we can do is it's likely that this fear of dogs is so pervasive that we want to find any reference to delusions of dogs or anxiety around dogs or terror of dogs or dread of dogs. So what we can do is we can put a slash again to say or and say dread or delusion or dreams of dogs. Now this would find any of those words within 3 words of dogs. Now you can see that ReferenceWorks found 180 remedies that had a fear or dreams or delusions of dogs. This is far more than you could ever find in the repertory. Kent's repertory only had 6 remedies that had a fear of dogs, and even the complete only has 37. And we'll add a couple more symptoms to our case and then analyze it. A desire or craving for sweets. Again, we'll say the words could be 3 apart. And finally, let's search for fear or vertigo in high places. Fear or vertigo within 3 words again of heights or high places. As it's been searching, ReferenceWorks has been creating rubrics from each one of these searches. You can see here we have 4 rubrics. They all have remedies in. And we can do analyses of this just as though they were taken from a repertory. And we have a remedy graph, just as though it came from the repertory. And we can limit this to so we can just see the minerals or the animals or the plants. And perhaps we're interested in one of these references. So I'm curious to see, well, but what does stramonium say about fear within 3 words of heights or vertigo? I can just pick this up and put it on the references, and it'll go back to show me stramonium and what it has to say about fear of high places. Or maybe now I'm interested in just seeing one of these families. I want to see the family that China's in. I can't remember the family, but the program does. So, it's a Gentinale, the coffee family, and now I can limit it to only show the remedies in that family. We could also look at just one of the miasms in the case. We could limit to just seeing the cancer miasm remedies. Or the sunflowers. Or any other group, the syphilitic remedies. But if we're especially interested in families, we have the whole family graph that we can explore. There's family graphs for every different kind of kingdom, family, miasm, plants, animals, bacteria, virus. These are a few samples just for the mineral kingdom. And clicking on one of the graphs opens to that graph in a larger size. The color of each square shows you how well the family did in this case. And if you click on one of the families, you can get more information about the family. And at the same time, it limits our remedy graph to the remedies within that family. ReferenceWorks has the same rich assortment of graphs that we saw in McRepertory. There are some that are specifically for Rajan, like these. His miasms, crossing the plants of the miasms, the animals. One other thing I'd like to show you is how Rajan often creates a single search to cover the whole case. He puts in each of the searches that he saw, but he specifies that they all have to be found within a single remedy. Like this. And then we just search for it. The last thing I'll show you is how you can take one of your searches and actually include it into the repertory you use in McRepertory. So remember, we have this, we did this search for alligator and crocodile. We can just copy this and switch to McRepertory. Now open any one of the sections. In this case, we'll put it in the references section and just say paste. And we have our new rubric, alligator or crocodile, followed by all the remedies, just as though it came from the repertory. Thanks for watching.